Situated on the Caspian Sea, the country of Turkmenistan is located in a strategic geography. Blessed with large natural gas reserves and a neutral foreign policy, the country is quickly becoming an important player in the region. We had an opportunity to sit down and discuss geopolitics with His Excellency, the President of Turkmenistan, in a very exclusive and rare interview. I'm Yusuf Aram, and you're watching One on One. President of Turkmenistan, Gurbanguly Berdymukhammedov, thank you very much for setting aside time for your busy schedule to talk to TRT World. Turkey and Turkmenistan are two countries that have a historical past and strong cultural ties. Now, both you and President Erdogan have characterized the relationship with the slogan, "One people, two nations." Now, what's the current state of relations between Ankara and Ashgabat, and what type of opportunities do you foresee for the future?
Thank you for the question. Before answering this question, I would like to note that I respect the public television and radio company of the Republic of Turkey and appreciate its important work. I would like to note that your TV and radio broadcasting company is doing a very important job. It covers the events, history, traditions, and modern development in the countries of the Turkic world, including Turkmenistan. And now, to answer your question. When we touch upon our relations with the Republic of Turkey, we always emphasize the fraternal nature of this country. The word fraternal has always been the definition of our relations in politics, the economy, the humanitarian sphere, the international arena, and all bilateral cooperation from our very beginning as an independent country to the present day. We will never forget Turkey's support for Turkmenistan during the formation of the Turkmen state at the end of the last century. Turkey was the first country in the world that recognized our independence and opened its diplomatic mission in Ashgabat. Turkey's support has been of particular importance in international recognition of Turkmenistan's neutral status at all stages. The tradition of Turkmen-Turkish cooperation and the specific nature of our relations have not only changed over the years, but they have also further strengthened. It's become a solid formation for the development of relations between our peoples and states. Turkey has been a long-standing, successful partner with Turkmenistan in the economic field, and it's one of the leaders in the trade and investment activity in our country. Regarding foreign policy, Turkmenistan and Turkey are actively cooperating to ensure peace, stability, and security in the international arena, combat the latest threats, and pursue global sustainable developmental goals. Our relations in the humanitarian sphere, science, education, culture, and youth are expanding. We advance towards the future with confidence, relying on the common rich historical heritage of Turkmen and Turks. We formulate joint plans for cooperation and successfully implement them. I would like to underline the personal contribution of the President of the Republic of Turkey, my dear brother, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, to the development of bilateral relations. Whenever I talk to him, I always feel his special attitude towards Turkmenistan and his unwavering readiness for cooperation. Together, we will build the future of Turkmen-Turkish relations by our understanding of inseparable historical ties, common goals, opportunities for our relations today, and the great potential of bilateral relations. I firmly believe in the wonderful potential of our cooperation for the benefit of our people and states.
Turkmenistan is celebrating its 30th anniversary of its independence this year. Over this 3-decade stretch, What are Turkmenistan's major accomplishments and what does the country hope to achieve in the years ahead?
In my opinion, the main milestone is the establishment of Turkmenistan as an independent, sovereign, strong, and reputable state in the world. The rest is a continuation of this. And of course, they're the most basic and defining foundation for the modern history of the Turkmen people. Today, Turkmenistan has a stable economy, a large industrial base, a diversified transport and communication system, a powerful energy sector, and modern agricultural industry. Annual GDP growth remains stable at 7 to 10%. This rate was 5.9% last year, despite the current economic downturn in the world. The social system is a priority of our state policy. We allocate 70% of the state budget for this system every year. Large-scale construction of homes and modern buildings of social significance in line with international standards are underway in our country. Turkmenistan is one of the countries with high rankings in the United Nations Human Development Index and indicators. We are among the countries in the world that are above average in terms of income levels of the population. The recognition of the permanent legal status of Turkmenistan by the United Nations was the most important milestone in our independence. This allows us not only to pursue our own independent foreign policy based on our national interests, but also to establish friendly, equal, and mutually respectful relations with all states and develop cooperation on the economy, trade, and invest with them. This has a positive impact on the development of Turkmenistan and its economic and industrial base. The increase in jobs and the implementation of social programs improve the living standards of the population.
I've been in the capital city of Ashgabat for 3 days now, and I've seen a traditional side of Turkmenistan and also a modern side of the country as well. Now, as the government, as you're working to modernize Turkmenistan, how do you ensure that traditional values are attached and instilled in younger generations?
I highlighted the continuity of our history, the connection between traditions and modernity in a recent meeting with Turkmen youth and university students. I pointed out that the most valuable inheritance is an upbringing with education and science at its core. A correct and comprehensive upbringing is primarily based on our centuries-old history, traditions, ancestors' experiences, and moral values. Our youth are inspired by the example of their great ancestors and have achieved good results in science. They're winners of international Olympiads in various disciplines and win prizes. They're on the stands of the largest sports competitions in the world. Our state also financially supports youth passion for education, science, and sports. This is an example of the heritage left by our ancestors and the future of Turkmenistan. The inseparable connection between our young people living in an independent, developing, and self-reliant state passed down from generation to generation.
Turkmenistan is in a very important geography with regional countries that have very active geopolitics. How do you evaluate Turkmenistan's bilateral relations with regional countries, and what's your relationship like with your counterparts?
Neticeli anlamda onun netice konukturlan hükmünden bakıveriyor.
It's effective, reliable, and focused on a positive outcome. In our relations, we are guided by good neighborliness, mutual respect, brotherhood, and the historical connection created, determined by the cultural and civilizational proximity of our peoples. This solid foundation allows us to look at the future with confidence and develop large-scale, long-term, and socially important plans for cooperation in all areas. Turkmenistan hosted a consultative meeting of the heads of state of Central Asia in early August this year. This is a new form of political dialogue at the highest state level, and we believe that it will be a permanent basis for the formation of creative processes in Central Asia. My colleagues from the region, the honorable presidents of Central Asian countries, work together to reach mutually agreed decision for the sustainable development of the region and the well-being of the peoples living in the region. The agenda of our talks is to ensure peace, stability, and security in the region, to develop cooperation on the economy, energy, transport, and communications, to address environmental issues, to integrate Central Asia into international economic and continental relations, and many other important issues. For a year and a half, our countries have joined efforts to fight the spread of the pandemic, along with medicines, medical equipment, personal protective equipment, and other assistance. The Central Asian states have developed and implemented a set of measures aimed at maintaining trade relations at an appropriate level, creating opportunities for transportation, and implementing initiated economic projects. The leaders of the 5 states reaffirmed their commitment to strengthening friendship and cooperation on a regular and consistent basis, and to maintain good neighborliness, unity, and the inseparability of our historical destinies.
There's going to be a Turkmenistan-Azerbaijan-Turkey trilateral summit in the near future. What's going to be on the agenda when these 3 countries meet, and what are your expectations from this upcoming summit?
This format was created, and I firmly believe that it meets the long-term interests of the 3 fraternal states and people. So it will be fully realized due to great demand for that. Currently, the level of relations between Turkmenistan, Azerbaijan, and Turkey and their leaders allow us to confidently and effectively develop and improve tripartite cooperation in politics, economics, trade, and humanitarian areas. Our countries are making efforts together to safeguard and strengthen global peace, stability, and security. They consistently and constantly promote the principles of effective cooperation and mutual understanding on regional issues. The approaches of Turkmenistan, Azerbaijan, and Turkey have a positive impact on the development of the Central Asian, Caspian, and Black Sea regions. This contributes to the fact that these regions have become a solid foundation for long-term stability in this part of Eurasia. Trade and economic relations are constantly developing on a mutually beneficial and equitable basis. The combination of the potential of the 3 states, the use of common resources, and our geographical, industrial, and technological features not only give a strong impetus to the development of the national economies, but also contribute to the geo-economic structure, new creative content, and features of the entire Eurasian dimension. It's primarily about strategic areas, such as energy, transport, communications. I'm confident that Turkmenistan, Azerbaijan, and Turkey will take leading positions in the formation of a powerful transport and energy bridge along the east-west route. We hope that the meeting of the presidents of Turkmenistan, Azerbaijan, and Turkey, which has been postponed for a number of reasons, will be held soon. The meeting will be a turning point in the history of relations between the three fraternal states, which will improve and enrich our cooperation and open up new areas of cooperation. It will be further evidence of the unity and solidarity of the Turkmen, Azerbaijani, and Turkish peoples.
Turkmenistan has been increasing cooperation on energy, transportation, and trade with regional countries. Which projects do you place the most importance on?
All of them are successful because they fully meet the goals set out when the project was designed. I'm talking about projects that have already been implemented or projects that are currently underway. They're the Turkmenistan-China pipeline, the Kazakhstan-Turkmenistan-Iran railway, the Turkmenistan-Afghanistan-Pakistan power transmission line, the Turkmenistan-Afghanistan-Pakistan fiber optic communications network, and Turkmenistan-Afghanistan border projects, such as the Serhat-Abad-Turgandi Railroad. Of course, the most strategically important among the energy projects is the construction of the Turkmenistan-Afghanistan-Pakistan-India gas pipeline. It should be noted that we have the goal to build a fourth branch of the pipeline from Turkmenistan to China on territory in Central Asia. We see great potential for the Afghanistan-Turkmenistan, Azerbaijan-Georgia-Turkey project in the transport sector. In general, Turkmenistan's strategy is to efficiently use the resources and geographical opportunities of the countries in the region to achieve fast growth in the countries of the region. Their integration into the world economy and the development of international cooperation in the Eurasian region.
There's an important Turkish Council meeting in Istanbul on November 12th. You'll also be attending this Leaders' Summit. Turkmenistan's expected to be given observer status on the Council at this meeting. Can you take us through the process of your decision to join the Turkish Council?
It's known that our homeland celebrates the glorious 30th anniversary of its sacred independence this year, the International Year of Peace and Trust. And our country celebrated another glorious date, the 25th anniversary of its international recognition as a permanently neutral state last year. The main principle of Turkmenistan's foreign policy is the permanent status of neutrality, which was unanimously recognized by a UN General Assembly resolution on December 12, 1995. It was adopted by 185 UN member states. Our country was declared a permanently neutral country for the second time by another UN General Assembly resolution dated June 3, 2015. The proclamation of December 12 by the UN General Assembly of the International Day of Neutrality on the initiative of Turkmenistan is evidence of the recognition of the significant contribution made by the country's positive neutral policy on ensuring global peace, security, and sustainable development. From the moment of obtaining neutral status, Turkmenistan has always implemented all the norms of the relevant UN resolution. Turkmenistan, as a full member of the international community, has assumed such obligations as permanent neutrality in foreign policy, non-interference in the internal affairs of other countries, respect for the sovereignty and territorial integrity of states, and non-participation in multilateral military political treaties and associations. With regard to the circumstances that led to the decision to join the Turkic-speaking Cooperation Council as an observer, Turkmenistan has always participated actively in the high-level meetings of this council. At the same time, Turkmenistan cooperates with all Turkic-speaking countries in various fields. We have therefore decided to join the Turkic-speaking Cooperation Council as an observer. I am confident that the participation of Turkmenistan as an observer in the Cooperation Council of Turkic-speaking states will contribute to the work of the organization in political, trade, economic, cultural, and humanitarian relations.